Hello guys! Finally, it's the last day of 2020 and I hope the next year begins with new hopes and promises. Welcome to another episode of FPL Scanner, only on Maps on Sports. The Premier League games have been coming thick and fast, and I missed the deadline for Game Week 16 due to my work schedule. Hence, in this episode, I will be discussing my strategies for Game Week 17 and also analyze the impact of missing out on transfers for Game Week 16. So, let's begin. Game Week 16 has been a tough week for a lot of FPL managers. A look at the private league that I am a part of shows that this was a low scoring week for many. What happened exactly? Let's find out. But first, I'm happy that I decided to go with the full quota of Leeds players for my lineup. This has been one of the best returns for me as the 3 Leeds players gave me a combined points return of 28 for Game Week 16. However, one negative was that the fixtures for Tottenham and Manchester City for Game Week 16 got postponed, resulting in points loss for a lot of FPL managers, including me. But the outcome is not that bad for me after all. One positive take from missing last week's transfer deadline is that I go into game week with 2 free transfers. That should definitely come with an advantage. Let's hope so. So, in game week 16, I ended up with a total of 49 points, thanks largely to the Leeds players. This sees my team move up the leaderboard. Things are looking positive moving into 2021. Let's turn our attention to game week 17 without losing much time. Instead of focusing on all the fixtures, I have shortlisted 5 teams which I feel have the potential to come out on the top. First, I feel both Manchester United and Crystal Palace have got the right opponents to bag all 3 points. Similarly, Leicester and Wolves have relatively easy fixtures, and players from these teams can deliver big to your team. Finally, do Liverpool have what it takes to come back from the disappointing draw away at Newcastle? They certainly do, but their next opponents are Southampton, who have had some favourable results against bigger opponents. Let's see what happens in this one. So, for Game Week 17, I have the luxury of having 2 free transfers which could help boost my team's progression in the leaderboard. My decision to swap Salah for Fernandes has hurt me. Neither has De Bruyne delivered to his full potential. The 2 players that I have shortlisted to transfer out are Newcastle's Callum Wilson and Villa defender Matt Targett. I feel the next run of fixtures that Villa face is not appealing from a defensive point of view. I looked into a few strikers that could replace Wilson, but I also have a budget constraint which prevents me from going for someone like Vardy. But as I predicted, Palace seem to have a favourable fixture this week. So, the striker that I will be going for is Christian Benteke, who is a bargain at 5.5. Hope he has a good game against Sheffield United. For the defensive option, I will be bringing in Wolves defender Romain Saez. For Game Week 17, I will be going with the 3-4-3 formation. This will relegate Rafinha onto the bench, but considering his opponents are Spurs, this should be a sensible decision. Now, for some tips for Game Week 17. Wilfried Zaha was the star midfielder for the first few weeks of this year's FPL. He recently had a big game where he scored 18 points. He definitely has what it takes to be a star for your team. Manchester United's Marcus Rashford has taken the backstage since the arrival of Bruno Fernandes. But if you are banking on United to be a title challenger, it's worth having Rashford in your team. Finally, for a budget option, you can look into Wolves midfielder Pedro Neto. In the absence of Raul Jimenez, we are finding a number of Wolves players on the score sheet. Now, it's time to take that leap into 2021. Hope all of us have a healthy and happy new year. I request one and all to support my channel by liking my videos and also subscribing to the channel. Thank you for watching, stay safe and see you soon.